author used personification in that poem. Now we're going to shift, and we're going to continue looking at the poem, My Doggy Ate My Essay, but we're going to be looking more closely at the poem itself. So I know in second grade, if you were in a school in Pinellas County, you did a lot of work with poems in second grade. You looked at rhyme scheme, like how the poem rhymes, the different patterns that a poem can have. You talked about how poems have lines and stanzas, just like we did. I reminded you of that earlier today. But something that you might not have done in second grade is talk about different types of poems. So as third graders, one of the things that we need to know how to do is to identify different types of poems. And today we're going to be looking at one type of poem. The type of poem that we're looking at today, well, I'm going to tell you in just a minute. Our learning target is, you want to read with me? If you can see, look over here. I can identify the type of poem based on its organization and rhyme scheme. So, our work today, we're going to be identifying the type of poem, and we're going to be looking at the organization and the rhyme scheme to make sure that we can explain why it's a particular type of poem, okay? So, we're going to be looking at My Doggy Ate My Essay, and I'm going to actually tell you what kind of poem that it is, because this is our first day working with this kind of poem. This poem is an example of a rhymed verse poem. And I bet you're probably thinking, rhymed verse poems probably have a rhyme scheme. Otherwise, they wouldn't have named it a rhymed verse poem, right? So a rhymed verse poem does have a consistent rhyme scheme. That's one thing that it has. We're going to talk about rhyme scheme. You guys are already familiar with doing this work. It also is a type of poem that has something called a quatrain. Can you say quatrain?
Quatrain.
Quatrain. Quatrain means, I don't know if you've learned this in math yet, but quad means four. Yes, you do know this. That's awesome. So a quatrain is a poem that has stanzas with 4 lines. Look at stanza number 1. How many lines are in that stanza?
4.
How many lines are in stanza 2?
4.
3?
4.
Yeah. So, does this poem have quatrains?
Yes. Yes.
Yes. And last but not least, each line has a syllable count that is the same or similar. So every line has about the same number of syllables. So I know also that counting syllables is some work that you have done in second grade and even first grade. So think about, my name is Dr. Allen. Let's count the syllables. Dr. Allen. How many syllables in my name?
4.
4, okay? We're going to be looking at syllable counts in the poem, all right? And rather than you looking down at your clipboards, I have written parts of My Doggy Ate My Essay up here. So pencils down, sitting up straight, hands in your laps, eyes on me. Actually, you put your eyes here. So I'm going to show you how I look at the rhyme scheme, whether it shows, whether it's written in quatrain, and then syllable count in stanza 1. I'm going to show you, so you're watching me first. All eyes up here. You ready to watch me? Okay. Oops. So let's see. I'm first going to read it out loud so I can think a little bit. My doggy ate my essay. He picked up all my mail. He cleaned my dirty closet and dusted with his tail. So thinking about rhyme scheme, remember we look at the last word in each line. I have essay, so that I'm going to label with A, right? We remember this from second grade. Always the first word in the rhyme scheme is an A. Essay, and then I have mail. Do essay and mail rhyme?
No.
No. So I need to label that with a different letter. So I'm going to label that with B. Essay, mail, closet. Ooh, none of those words rhyme, do they? So I've got to label this one with another different letter. A C. Oops. Last but not least, essay, mail, closet, tail. Ooh, mail and tail rhyme. So I get to give that one the same letter. All right, so the rhyme scheme of this poem is A, B, C, B. I'm gonna look back up here. Rhymed verse poems have a consistent rhyme scheme. It can be A, B, A, B, or A, B, C, B. Does it fit? Yes, it does. It's A, B, C, B. Next, is it a quatrain? This is one stanza. If it's a quatrain, it has 4 lines. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yes.
It's a quatrain, so I can check that off of my list. Add myself a little note. Last but not least, we're gonna count the syllables in each line. I want you to watch me. You can do it quietly, but you're gonna watch me as I do it. My doggy ate my essay. 7 syllables. So I'm gonna put myself a little note over here. I gotta keep track. He picked up all my mail.
6.
That's 6. Are 6 and 7 pretty close to each other? I'd say so. He cleaned my dirty closet.
7 again.
7. All right, we're staying within that 7 and 6 syllable range, right?
Yes.
And dusted with his tail. 6. Okay, so I'm gonna look back up to what I know about rhyme verse poems. They have similar syllable count in each line. Does this follow that?
Yes.
It does. So I can safely say this part of the essay, rhymed verse poem. Ready to practice with me?
Yeah.
Then you guys get to look at a whole new poem and do this work with your partners. All right, let's read the next stanza. And again, you can look right here on this chart with me instead of looking at your paper. You guys read, I'll read the first line. You guys read the second line. I'll read the third one, you read the fourth one. You ready? Listen first. He straightened out my posters and swept my wooden floor. My parents almost fainted. Fantastic. Okay. We know this part was rhyme first. We've got to make sure, is this part rhyme first? So we're going to look back up here. Rhyme scheme. We have posters, floor, fainted, door. Turn and talk to your partners. What is the rhyme scheme? Turn and tell your partners. Is it A, B, A, B? A, B, C, B? Quick, quick, quick. Aha. All right, turn back to me. Quick. I heard it all around the room. A, B, C, B. It is A, B, C, B. And I somewhere lost my post-it notes. There they are. I have too many things. A, B, C, B, because posters is our first line. It's always going to be A. Floor does not rhyme with posters. Fainted does not rhyme with floor or posters. So it's a brand new letter. And door, which I just covered up, door rhymes with floor, so I'm going to give it the same letter. All right, oops. Okay, so I know that it follows the rhyme pattern that it's supposed to follow. So we can check that off. Is it a quatrain? Yes or no? Thumbs up if it's a yes, thumbs down if it's a no. Remember, a quatrain is 4 lines. Is it a quatrain? I see all thumbs up. Perfect. Excellent. Last but not least, this is where we have to do some work. You're going to count syllables. We have to make sure that each line has the same or a similar number of syllables. All right, you ready? I'm gonna let you guys do this work together, and you might need to jot it down on your poem as you do this work. I want you to, with your partner, count the number of syllables in the first line. He straightened out my posters. Everybody figure it out? He straightened out my posters. Show me how many syllables with your fingers. He straightened out my posters. He straightened out my posters.
Seven.
On to the next line. And swept my wooden floor. How many syllables? Hold up on fingers when you have it.
I can't see.
And swept my wooden floor. How many syllables?
6.
I see 6 all around the room. It's 6. My parents almost fainted. How many syllables? 7. I see 7 all around the room. 7. Last but not least, when he fixed my bedroom door. Tricky, tricky. Don't assume that it's like this one. When he fixed my bedroom door. Yes, you guys didn't get tricked. It's 7. So when he fixed my bedroom door. That's 7. All right, so does it follow a pattern as far as syllables? Do we have, not necessarily a pattern, but are there about the same number? Yeah. So we can safely say, my doggy ate my essay is a rhymed verse poem. All right, here's what I want you to do. All eyes on me, hands in your laps, focus, ears listening, because I'm getting ready to send you guys off to do some work on your own. You ready for this?
Yes.
All right, so the first thing I want you to do, real quick, take your poem out of your clipboard and flip it over to the other side. And you're gonna see, it's a poem called, I heard somebody say it, Cookie Crush. Cookie Crush is another poem. So here, I already numbered the stanzas for you because this poem did not have numbers on it, and I wanted to make sure that you guys were following the stanzas. So here's what you're gonna do, eyes on me. I know you wanna read that poem, you're so excited. But I wanna tell you what your job is. So remember, we can identify the type of poem based on its organization and rhyme scheme. So we are looking for the rhyme scheme. Is the poem written in quatrains? And does it have similar syllable counts in each line? You and your partner are going to read the whole poem together. Then you're going to go back to the first stanza. Read the first stanza, and you're going to do this work. I want you to jot down the rhyme scheme, and you can do it right on the paper that you have in front of me. So you can write the rhyme scheme pattern right out to the side. See how I have my notes over here? You can do that with your pencil on the side. So you're gonna write the rhyme scheme. You're going to check and make sure, is it written as a quatrain? Each stanza has 4 lines. And last but not least, you're gonna count the syllables in each line to make sure that they are the same or similar. So you're gonna do the rhyme scheme and the syllable count